Okay.
Where are my tracks out? Are we live? How did that happen? We weren't supposed to be live yet. I scheduled it for 5 o'clock. It's 4:55. It went live, Brayson! Is there anybody there? I don't see the chat. I don't know. I don't really want to be vertical. There's the chat. All messages. Hey, there's people. There's live. Oh yeah, we're live. Hey, say hi.
Hi.
Sorry guys, I wasn't expecting that. It's supposed to be a few minutes out. That's all right. Thanks for watching. How was everybody doing today? We're combining wheat. Actually, we're in a grain cart. Grandpa kicked us out of the combine, didn't he?
No.
You chose to get out. Grandpa kicked me out of the combine. Brayson's running grain cart for us today. There's the combine. We got Dad and Rylan over there.
And I'm driving it.
I assume you guys can hear me okay, because everybody's saying hi, so cool. Just got here. We just started, man. You're right on time. People from France already. Look at this. Perfect time. Finished up your most recent video. Good. I just posted a short. I don't know if you guys saw that one or not, but all right, Brayson, we better move here a little bit. Grandpa's coming.
Okay.
Sit back in your seat. Start driving forward and drive us over that way.
Okay.
There you go. We got to get all the way over by the wheat and then turn around and get underneath the auger on the combine.
Okay.
You got to go a little faster. There you go. That's good. That's good.
So I start turning around now?
Yep, start turning. You're going to wait until he's passed to get too close to him, though, okay? You're going to come from behind him. Yep, just keep turning, turn a little sharper. Turn a little sharper. Turn a little sharper. There you go. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Nope, back that way, that way, that way. Off of this windrow. You want to be over there? You gotta go over. Okay. Turn that way. Turn that way. Okay, where's our button? Let's come, we're not turned to green yet. Come on. You gotta stay steering, Brayson. Stay steering. Do not get too close to that comment. All right. Here, you hold this phone. I gotta take over. For some reason, our machine sync's not working.
Okay.
Okay. Hold that so they can see something and talk to them.
Why? I don't know how to talk to them.
Why not?
I don't know.
Our machine sync is not working for some reason. It's not letting me engage it, which means we have to drive manually. I wasn't planning on that. Machine sync disengaged. Why?
Someone said I watched the short.
Somebody said they watched it. That's good. What else did they say?
Bonus alive.
Bonus alive. Yep. Live stream.
Yeah.
This is sort of difficult from the passenger seat. Oh, I almost came back in. There it is. Alright, that's better. Here, I'll take this back now.
Okay.
You pay attention to what you're doing. You're driving still. No, don't push the button. Push 12. You can't turn the steering wheel, Brayson.
Hey, you have to tell me what to do.
I did. I told you to pay attention.
Hey, you didn't tell me to press 12.
I know. Well, I didn't tell you to turn the steering wheel, and you did that too. So, okay. When he shuts this auger off, I think you better let me empty into the truck. So we're gonna get to the.
Hey, Rylan wants to head back with Phil.
Ryan wants to head back with Phil.
Okay. Ugh. Okay, fine with me. Phil, did you hear that? Nope, he didn't. He's not. He didn't. He's not in the truck, but we'll tell him.
I'm gonna yell his name. I got it. I got it.
No, you don't.
I do.
Okay. Brayson,
What?
I need you to move. Over here. Take this.
Okay.
Show people what's going on. Talk to them.
Okay. So Rylan wants to leave with Uncle Phil.
Nope. There we go. Okay. Alright, we gotta load up a truck. I don't know what we've got. That will be close to having a full truckload.
Rainy and cold over here in Norway.
Showing just your fingers, are you?
No. Of course not.
Of course not. He says. Okay. Go. You're not reading any questions.
How do I? Okay. How do I go down?
Comments, it's alright. Just keep showing stuff. I'll be right back to you guys as soon as we get a second here.
Just saw your short present. Surprise live streams.
Surprise live stream, that's right. And I kind of talked about it yesterday. I said that it was a possibility.
Awesome job filming the other day.
Yeah, that was Rylan. This is Brayson.
Hello, just got here now. How's the corp looking?
How's the corn looking?
Corp. It says corp.
Mine? Corp?
Yeah.
Okay. Crop. That's why it says crop.
Yeah.
Crop's looking good. Alright. You're going to stay, right? Since you're doing a live stream? Okay. We'll flip you guys back around here. And I'll see if I can figure out where we're at in these comments. Hello. 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 Hi, Nathan. Hi, Grayson. How's the week going so far? So, really just getting rolling here today. Did do a little bit last night, yesterday, but today's the first day we've kind of hitting it hard here. We've got to have close to 40 acres done. Phil's looking at me like, it's not full. Well, you've got 81,000 on the truck, so if you want to not take it, that's fine, I guess, but it's full enough for me. All right. It's drier today. I think we're in the 14% range, which is good. And let's see if I can pull up the spreadsheet where he's keeping all the records.
Where who is?
25 grain receiving, Uncle Phil. And yielding somewhere around 100. This field's not quite as good as the one yesterday was, but let's see. Today's wheat has been testing 15.1, 14.9, 14.8, 14.7. So the combine's reading about a point drier than what it actually is, but that's not bad. 59.8 test weight, 61. That's really good. Excellent. It's going in the overhead, not drying it anymore. Excellent. Or maybe the dryer was already running. He probably still is drying it. Okay. Rainy and cool in Norway, 15
That's
Celsius.
Norway.
Oh, okay. 11 degrees at night. Started 4 weeks of summer vacation. 4 weeks.
I read that.
Okay, I'm just going back to where you left off. We just bought a cart with U-Harvest Pro. Used it for wheat. Really don't like it very much. How well do you like Libra cart? May try and buy it before corn and soybean harvest. Look, all right, Nick, so if you've been around my channel long enough to remember when I was running U-Harvest, now we had U-Harvest, not U-Harvest Pro or U-Harvest Lite. We had just straight U-Harvest. I despised that system. I thought it was awful, and I hated it. We put the Agromatics Libra cart system on here, and it is 1,000 times better. I love it. It's very, very good. highly, highly recommend Agrimatic's Libra system. I know you paid a pretty penny for that U-Harvest Pro, because I paid a pretty penny for U-Harvest on this cart, and I wish I would have gotten the basic scale system and just put an Agrimatic's Libra on it, because this is so much better. So, yeah, I recommend it. You'll be working on the ceiling in the warehouse after planting second crop. It needs to happen. We're not going to get it done this summer, but I've got 4 more sections, if you will, that I would like to get done before my field day, which is towards the end of August. So that's the goal, get a little bit more of it done, a little more insulation up. We'll get the one side completely done, and then the 2 bays to the south that don't have any door tracks in them. The easy stuff, basically. So, awesome job filming the other day. You didn't do much filming, did you? That was all Rylan?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were in it. You did a great job on my grain cart getting tar off, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. QTX hectares. I'm sure that's, yeah, I don't know what you're asking me there. Thanks for doing the live stream. Doesn't look like too much lodging this year. You guys spray PGRs. This field doesn't have much lodging. This field is standing really well. The one we started in yesterday, there was quite a bit of down wheat. Not terrible, but more than we would like. But it's also some really productive grounded spots that it happens. So yeah, it is what it is. We haven't been using any PGRs. I need to get back into some Palisade. I think we're going to start using some Palisade next year. A lot of guys around here are doing that. I did some probably 10 to 15 years ago, and I saw some differences from it, but not really yield advantages. And I think that was more so because we weren't really pushing the wheat where we were using it. But I do think it works. So anyway, is this 360 pump working good for you? The 360 pump is working, it's pumping. However, the flow meter is not reading. And so it doesn't do me a whole lot of good because it can't regulate itself. It can't tell how much it is putting on and adjust its flow if it doesn't have a working flow meter. So we did some diagnostics the other day. They're supposed to be sending me a new one. Hopefully we'll get it Monday or Tuesday and get it installed. But it is working. We tried to set it manually. I just don't quite know what my rate is right now. $78 to 160 tons per hectare. So I'm pretty sure a hectare is like 2.5 acres. Let's see. We're getting, let me pull up a calculator here. Let's do it here. It's around 100 bushel. So that would be 60,000 pounds. Come on, go away. Get a calculator. There we go. So 60,000 divided by 2,000 gives us 30 tons to the acre, times 2.5 would be like 75. Oops, sorry, bud. Some of it was a little bit better than that, but I don't know if it's exactly 2.5 acres to hectare or what, but that gives you an idea. Raining in Northwest Iowa. I wish it would rain here. We could use some. We could use some rain. Cutting wheat in southern Iowa between 100 and 130. Nice, that's great. I'm hoping we're gonna be over 100 average. We'll have some fields probably do 110. I don't know if we'll have any quite as good as we were last year, but we'll see. Watching from a combine in southwest Ohio. Wheat is dry, ground is wet. Oh, 4 inches of rain in the last 2 weeks has made a mess. Fields seem to be good since most of our local elevators are full. Well, that's good at least. It's amazing how fast things change because we're dry. We had 1 3/10 inches on Monday. Today's Saturday, but you couldn't tell it looking at our ground. And as I go 2 miles north where I'm irrigating, we only had 2/10 up there. So we're really dry there. North Dakota going to be late this year due to the tornadoes.
There's tornadoes.
I think they had some in North Dakota. I don't know. Watching from just west of Syracuse, New York. You're about 2 to 3 weeks ahead of us. Ours here's turning. Need heat now. Well, we've had heat. That's the thing. This week came on fast. We're started a little earlier than I thought we might. I was hoping it would be this weekend, but I thought it would probably be like Monday, Tuesday. So had a couple of days earlier because of how hot it's been the last 2 weeks. So, are the new bins ready to go? Essentially, yes. All we have left to do is some electrical work. We've got to wire up the aeration fans and the unload motors. Other than that, we're done. Less than 100 from 40,000 subs. Is that right? That's not right. Is that right? I don't think so. Less than 100 from like 35,000, maybe. But yeah, it's going well. Yeah, 35,000, not 40. Live from Portland, Maine. Hello from Pakistan. Hello. Checked in, you was around 120 in today's video. Oh, okay. Yeah, the field we were in yesterday was a little bit better wheat than what we're in right now. And there were spots running 120. I don't know that we're averaging quite that. I think that other field, we only did like 16 acres there, but it was averaging 110 to 115, so good. Watched you make Buckeyes. Were they tasty? Did you build your house in Ohio so kids could become little Buckeyes? Such a betrayer's party. Buckeye fans. So you're an Ohio State fan? You like the Buckeyes? Yeah. So here's the deal with that, right? I did go to Michigan State. I am a Spartan. However, my dad went to Ohio State. I grew up an Ohio State fan. You know, it doesn't just leave you because you go to a different school. So I still love my Sparties, but let's be honest. If you want to root for a good football team, you root for the Buckeyes, right? That's right. Do you need a hand with any projects coming up? Not really. I don't know if we have much projects coming up for the rest of the summer. That's the thing. We got all our big stuff done here already. So we've got some electrical work to do, like I said, a few little things here and there, but the big stuff, projects for the year, are done already. All right, we're going to have to unload on the go again here pretty quick. Done a great job with Jones brand. You get another to cover more acres. It occurred to me, I need to get proficient with one first. Two of them would have you really working. And I think if you had two people running two drones, would be really efficient. You could get a lot done, but I don't have a second person to stand there with me all day. So, I don't know. We'll see how we do with it this year. Go Purdue, yeah, there you go. How much does a farmer in USA and how much margin does business have over there? Those are too hard of questions for me to answer on a YouTube live stream. I couldn't even tell you what the average farm size in the United States is. I can tell you they get bigger and bigger all the time, and that there's a decreasing number of small sub-1,000-acre farms and an increasing number of large 3,000-plus acre farms. Why is my machine sync not working all the time?
Maybe you gotta fix it.
I think it's an antenna issue. Oh, there it was. There it is. Don't like that. That's better. Alright. Flip her around here. You can watch something more exciting than me. Oh. Okay, where were we at? The Andersons have any foliars of wheat, and would you try some if they do? Yeah, they do have some pretty good foliar stuff. I've used a little bit of some last year on some of the wheat. I don't know if we used any Anderson's stuff on the wheat this year or not. The one thing we did do was put some boron on. It's just a 10% boron product. I think that's helping us. The fungicides seem to make a big difference. I'm sure that if we were really committed to pushing stuff and foliars and doing everything, I could probably push things harder than what we are right now. But I don't know. I haven't made foliars pay very good yet. And so while I think they do work, and you got to have the right situation for them to pay consistently, and I haven't found that. For whatever reason, our ground doesn't seem to respond well. Thank you for the info. Maybe we just need some training to use the software, but UHarvest is not very user-friendly in my opinion. We had problems with losing data. Oh, losing data! How about that? That is exactly why I hated UHarvest, because there would be loads that just didn't record. They were just gone, and you couldn't find them anywhere. I have never had that with the Libra system. That was my number one complaint with UHarvest, was that it did not always record, and I cannot have that. Cannot have it. Well, bud.
What is losing that?
It means when I would try and unload into the grain cart, and it's supposed to save how much weight we put on, and it wouldn't be there. It wouldn't save it. So then I wouldn't know how much I put on that truck, and we wouldn't have complete records for the fields. And when you're trying to post-calibrate and make sure your yield monitor was right on all the fields, and you don't have all the information, you can't do it very good. And that was super frustrating. So this is the scale readout for the Agromatics Libra system. I can show you a little bit of that. I'll put it into an actual YouTube video sometime, not this live, so that it's a little easier to see and read. Oh, I should have stayed out of his way. Sorry, Dad. Here, you hold this.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, you can show Libra when you unload on a truck, maybe in a future video. Yeah, alright, so read this comment to me. Can you read that one?
Things are working out great. It seems I'm a non-farmer. Sign, guy, really, I feel connected with our
Success. Watching your videos every day, I appreciate it. Hey, thanks, Jordan. Was this your last year in the combine before your replacement takes over full time? I think I started at 12 or 13. I don't know if it's my last year. But we had both boys driving, one in the combine and one in the grain cart here a little bit ago, and they did a great job. I think it's more likely that Ryland takes over grain carting duties before I get kicked out of the combine. What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah?
When will you do fall? Film? I don't know.
Full new drone video. When I'm using it again. I didn't do a lot of that drone video and showing you how it operates and all that stuff, because once we get into spraying with the drone, like, I'm gonna have a solid week, maybe 2, of running that drone, and it's gonna be boring. And so I'm gonna need some stuff to show you. And so, yeah, it's coming, but I'm probably 2 weeks-ish from really getting that drone going, and then you'll see it. You'll see more of it than you want to see of it. So it's like a normal person with decent amount of land not gonna do or have anything, but you have to make a system with big land. It would be better if you are tied up with some food companies or stuff. I guess. I mean, I don't know if that's really how it works with the food companies or anything like that. If you were doing some specialty crop stuff, maybe, but we always kind of figure for row crops, stuff that we're doing, it takes about 1,000 acres per person to make a decent living, and that's reasonable. But it depends on how good of a job you do with your management and controlling costs and producing and everything else. There's too many variables to really give you great answers on those questions. Hello, BVF. Hi. Is your wheat yield better this year so far than last year? Is it soon to tell? Hot and humid here in Richmond, Indiana. Too soon to tell. I'd be shocked if we were as good as last year. Last year was the best wheat year we ever had. that said, we have really good wheat again. So we're gonna have a really good year. I don't know if it'll be quite as good as last year, but last year is pretty hard to beat. I'm from Nebraska. Your prayers in South Texas. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the flooding and stuff down there. That was a terrible story about camp and everything else that I saw. I can't imagine having that much water come through that fast. Like it doesn't compute with me because that's not the it's not the environment that we live in. Like we could get that much rain and it would cause substantial flooding, but we have so much elevation change and stuff. Like it just wouldn't do what it did there. So
What happened there?
there was a river in Texas that flooded. It went from 1 feet deep to 23 or 24 feet deep in less than an hour. And it flooded and wiped out a bunch of buildings and houses and roads. And there was a camp and there's a bunch of people missing. And it's a pretty sad deal.
How?
It rained a lot. I don't know how much rain did you guys get from that. I don't even know how much rain you got to cause it. Would you hire Brock's girlfriend? I don't think Brock's got a girlfriend, a wife. I don't think so.
Why?
Because last I knew he didn't.
Well, then we shouldn't ask him today.
Why? It's none of my business. How does poly farming method doing in your country? I don't know what you mean by that. Do you use AutoPath? If so, what do you think about it? I've used AutoPath a little bit. I make AutoPath lines for AutoPath rows with the corn planter. And then the combine follows them. That's the only other thing that we have. I can't really do it with side dressing because my swath widths are so different that I haven't been able to make it work. I want to get into using more AutoPath boundaries, but I need to remap a bunch of boundaries and make them more accurate. My boundaries are not accurate enough to run AutoPath boundaries. And so until I get that done, I can't do much of it. I did a few fields this spring and it was awesome. Like worked really, really well. I think it's great. I would like to use it a lot more than what we already are. We just aren't there yet. When do you start using boron in your V5 application? A couple of years ago. I've been using boron for a long time, but initially I started doing it. It was in my 2x2 starter, which is dangerous. You don't want to put boron, especially in furrow, but even in a 2x2 can be an issue. I never saw a problem with it because I think we have heavy enough ground that it wasn't really a problem. But I knew that it was better to be applied later and foliar. The problem was we weren't making a in-crop sprayer pass to be able to do that. And so once we started spraying fungicides, then I'm like, hey, now I can do that. And started spraying it on with the fungicide, either at tassel or at V5. This year I did it at V5. I'm probably going to put more on at tassel, to be honest. We've seen a really good response from boron, so we're going to keep doing that. You're baling all these windrows. I'm not baling them. My buddy is. He's over there baling hay across the road. You can't see that right now, but over there by that house on the other side of the road is the baling crew. They're finishing up second cutting hay, and then they're going to jump over here and bale this straw. He said they should be here tonight with their round baler. They're going to try and get a bunch of it done, so that'd be great. How fast Dad going with the combine? 2.5 to 3, maybe 3.2 miles an hour is all. Wheat, it's a lot of material to run through the combine. Seems like if we push it any faster than that, you start losing it out the back. So wheat's a slow process. What's the input cost for wheat? I mean, I don't have that number off the top of my head, but you got seed cost, you've got nitrogen cost, fertilizer cost, you've got chemical costs, herbicide or fungicide costs, and then your machinery passes, and then you got to figure overhead and labor and everything else. And it all adds up. There's not a lot of money to be made in wheat right now. It's pretty cheap. Nice. Today's flooding was due to 12 inches of rain overnight. Okay, so they had 12 inches of rain overnight. Could you imagine if we had 12 inches of rain overnight? I can't either. Most I've ever seen at one time was 4. And they got 3 times that amount. Yeah, if we got 12 inches of rain, there would definitely be flooding. It would mostly be people's basements. A few houses that got built too close to the rivers. But for the most part, I think everybody would be on high enough ground that it wouldn't wipe houses out too much, or at least widespread. But yeah, that's a crazy deal. Is there a V5 style fungicide application for soybeans? I mean, kind of. You could go like a V3, 5 on beans, whatever. Or a lot of guys are doing an early R1 application, specifically for white mold control. I've tried doing some cheap fungicide like I'm doing on the corn, on beans, and not really seen much of a response from it. So I haven't gotten into doing that consistently. Oh, 15 to 20 inches of rain within 8 hours. Austin's getting pounded right now. Wow, that's even worse. But
sometimes you don't want to be on the highest level of your house because what if your house falls down?
What if your house falls down? What's it going to fall down from?
Water.
Water running through it? That's true. If there's water going through your house, you probably don't want to be in it at all. You need to think about putting beans in between straw windrows if they can't get the straw off within a week's time. Well, if they don't get the straw off within a week, then we won't be planting beans out here. I've done that before where our windows are 40-foot spacing. I've got a 30-foot air seeder. I can come and plant between them. By the time they get the straw baled, especially if they get rained on, then they got to rake them, and they're running over your beans so much, it's just not worth it. The chances of getting a decent yield out of them are really low. So I won't do that again. I've done that in the past. But I've seen guys do it. It can be done. Gotta keep stuff charged here. You think about putting bean? Oh yeah, that's one I just read. We just started the irrigation in the corn. 11:25 p.m. in Switzerland. Remember the time you have to watch the irrigation during that? Yeah, I'm so happy that I don't have to watch that stupid irrigation stuff in the middle of the night and go move it and do all that. Oh man, I get so many comments on these 360 rain videos about how this system will never work, but it is so much better than that hard hose traveler ever was. Like, I don't want anything to do with that. So, yeah.
So you don't want to talk about it?
What?
So you don't want to talk about it?
No, I'll talk about it.
Well, you said you don't want to do anything about it.
About the old irrigation system, the hard hose traveler. That was no fun. When does Brock have time for a woman? The man works all the time. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. He hasn't been here much lately. He took a couple weeks off, it seemed like. Anyone do sugar beets around your area? Not real close to here. They have sugar beets up in the thumb of Michigan, but that's 150 miles from us here. What?
I'm supposed to drive.
You want to drive? I know. It seems to be working a little better now. Just finished wheat harvest in Northwest Ohio. It's fun watching the harvest progress, from the Southern Ohio. Those guys are a couple weeks ahead of us, and then once we get going, and I sent some pictures to a buddy of mine that he's only 25 or 30 miles north of us. He's like, yeah, we're a week and a half out yet. It's funny how it moves north like that. Harvesting wheat, planting soybeans. Nice. We aren't planting beans yet. I'm hoping tomorrow we can get our double crop beans in. Do you have heavy fog this morning? We had a heavy dew. I wouldn't say a heavy fog, but I also don't get up at 5 a.m. to see the fog, so it could have been burned off by the time I noticed. Larson Farms uses AutoPath and they love it. Yeah, I think AutoPath is great. I just haven't gotten enough stuff capable of using it. Really, right now, it's record the lines with the 8RX when I'm planting, and then use the combine and the corn head for the auto path to harvest. So. I didn't want to sneeze on camera, sorry. Oh, your brother back? Or is he just riding with Phil now?
I think he's riding with Phil.
Phil came back and I see two people walking.
Where is he?
Do you have any good grain cart tips? Turn your radio off so that nobody can yell at you. No, I don't know. Machine sync works pretty good, but just keep the grain cart under the auger. That's rule number 1. Keep the grain cart under the auger. Rule number 2 is reduce compaction at all costs or at most cost. Don't be driving around the field for no reason. But keep the combine moving. But don't drive around unnecessarily. And if you're by a truck, empty the grain cart. No reason to carry around extra weight when you don't need to. But keep the combine moving. There you go. What are you guys running? As far as wheat, or what are we talking about? We're running our AgriPro wheat. This is SY 547. Pretty good wheat. All right, you need to go back in your holder. Ryland's got Gatorades.
One for me.
Gonna jump in with us. He might come in here. You could go ride with Grandpa.
I want my Gatorade.
Okay.
We switching kids?
I don't know yet.
That's not Gatorade.
Got a Fresca.
And whatever that is.
What's up? Coming with me?
Huh?
You coming in here? Do you want to ride with Grandpa?
No.
You want to both ride with me? That's fine. You can both ride with me.
I want to race him to go in the combine.
Well, he can in a minute. We can both ride in here for a minute. I think they're both going to ride with me for a minute. You're good. Just keep going. Whew. Hot. Holy cow, it got hot in here real quick.
I mean, that wheat was 101 degrees.
101 degrees when you tested it?
Yeah.
Wow. It's one of those for Brayson.
No.
What? That's really mean. You're not going to share with him? Where did that come from? Oh, Uncle Phil gave you a Powerade. I see. All right, what am I needing to do here?
Race can have the Fresca. I don't want.
You don't want the Fresca?
Want this? I don't want the Fresca. You want this?
Maybe you can let him have a drink. I'll be back in a second. I'm loading the truck. For a green card. Yeah, we're on a live stream. We're not going to get it full here, so. What's the next upgrade on the farm? All right, what's the next thing we should buy?
12-row corn header.
12-row corn header?
16-row corn header.
Those are not even on the list of things to buy.
12-row? I think 12-row is corn header.
You think 12-row what?
Corn header.
What about it?
Well, you forget it.
You think we should get a 12-row corn header?
Or the next upgrade is 16-row corn header.
Oh, no, that's not happening.
That's never going to happen unless we get an X9.
It's still not going to happen.
Yeah, we only have one truck driver. The next upgrade is going to be the 9R.
9R? That's a possibility. Unlikely, but it's a possibility. The most likely scenario for the next upgraded piece of equipment is a bean planter. That would be my choice. Also on the list of things to upgrade, sprayer, a tractor, and another tractor. I would like to upgrade the 9R, get something different there.
I would like to upgrade
But that
this
tractor
one.
ran really good this spring, and it probably fell down the list of needs to upgrade. The other one, the 8430 and the 8R are both starting to get a pile of hours on them for us and for being reliable for a, like, we have to have it tractor. They're getting a pile of hours on them. And
that's why I would recommend getting an 8RT.
So an 8RT or another 8RX or an 8R on tires is probably the most likely scenario there.
Or no, the likeliest 8R actually got around 410.
410, 8RX 410?
Yeah.
Yeah, we could. Lenawee, Monroe still had fog at 7:30 this morning. Oh, no, I don't think we had fog quite like that today. Got up at 5 a.m. to watch your channel. Thanks, Mike. I do not get up at 5 a.m. Although I've had some really late nights, the last 3 nights in a row.
Yeah, especially last night when I filmed you.
Yeah, that night.
That was a late
So
night.
the night of the 2nd, I was up late because that was a Thursday, and I edited 3 YouTube videos, 1 for this channel and 2 for the baking channel. So that I was up late for. And then the 3rd, we went to the fireworks, and I had my portion of the video edited before we went to the fireworks. I think while we were waiting up there, I did it. But then Rylan had 40 minutes of GoPro footage for me to sort through. So I had to do that, and I was up till like 1 a.m. finishing that video. And then last night was the 4th, and by the time I got my video edited from yesterday, I think it was 11:30 before I got to bed, which wasn't as bad, but still, I don't get up at 5 a.m. Farm equipment, what did he say? What are you guys running for farm equipment? We are running, I'm in a 8RX 370.
Oh, this.
We got our 1196 Brent Avalanche grain cart behind us. Dad is running the combine. We've got an S780. Running a RD40F Draper. Hey, can we be nice and share?
He doesn't want any.
You don't want either of those, Grayson?
Well, no.
Okay, well, what do you want him to do then?
No.
Well, you can get something
I
when we
want to
get
put one of
home.
them in here.
Okay.
And then if I get back to the combine, I'm going to put it in there.
Okay. Still a month out from wheat harvest in the Red River Valley of North Dakota. Now, you guys are spring wheat, though, right? This is winter wheat. Home from the Netherlands. We cut our winter barley this week. Nice. Started cutting wheat in Northeast Ohio today. Nice, Scott. Hello from Texas. Hello, Illinois. Sprayer. Yeah, sprayer's on the list. Hi, boys, they say. How's the wheat moisture faring? Yeah, it's pretty good. I think we're running 14 to 15% moisture, which is a little wet, but not terrible. Best I can tell you from here is it's averaging 102, and we will take 102 bushel wheat. Oh, that's wet yield. 101.
It's gonna be what? Getting out. No, you are, because you're pushing your home.
Listen, we're not gonna fight here. You can both ride. Grayson,
I want to drive.
Grayson, you can go ride with Grandpa if you want.
Okay.
See a lot of FIC equipment that was that your dealer before Ag Pro? You see a lot of FIC equipment. Are you saying on ours or just in general? Only thing we have that we bought from FIC, which was Findlay Implement Company, was our sprayer. We bought it from one of their locations quite a long time ago. I think. I'm trying to remember if there's anything else. I don't think so. We work with Greenmark. So FIC is Ag Pro now, but we work with Greenmark. They're a little bit closer. Just who we prefer. See you at the farm show. Space Tower right in front of you. Keep up the good videos. Thanks. 9RX 830. That is definitely not on the upgrade list. Bean planter or air drill? Bean planter. Planter, not an air drill. Planter. Truly, is some nice used 8RXs. My boss got a 8R 270 this spring, using it on a 2096 cart. You got a 8RX 370 on a 2,000 bushel cart? That's crazy.
Nah, you need.
What does that
You need
mean?
like.
That means
you
they
need,
have
like,
the same tractor that we do with a grain cart twice the size of ours.
You need like a. You need like a tractor size of a 9R for
Yeah,
that.
definitely a 9R size tractor on that big of a cart.
You need like. You need like a tractor like 470 horse or more.
Yeah, 470 or 520, that would pull that grain cart. 102, sweet. We averaged 91 bushel, 61 test weight at 13.1. Nice. That's not bad.
Huh?
We got good yield. I'd have to go double check the test weight, but I know it was like 59 to 60, so pretty good. And we're just a little wet, but it's still drying. It'll be dry by the time we get finished up here. If you guys could get a 45-foot draper, maybe, I mean, it wouldn't, we would have to drive slower in wheat. It's not going to gain us anything really in wheat. It might gain us some in some beans, especially once they get really dry. But to start with, like, I just don't know that a 45-foot draper would gain much without a bigger combine pushing it. The reason we run a 780 is because we need that horsepower to run beans and to get through them quickly. Like, you could run a 40-foot head on a 770 pretty easily and get along just fine with it, but it would be slower going than what we were doing. And we need to get through beans quickly so that we can have more time to run corn. So that's why we run a 780. Never demo experience a 2-track.
I know.
Been followed for 4 or 5 years. Don't remember seeing you in. I have never driven a 2-track tractor. The first track tractor that I have ever driven was this 8RX. And I still have never driven a 2-track. I think they would be fine. I know they're different. I've heard things about them, but
They're good tractors. That's why I want to get an 8RT.
I think it would be
And
a
I
good
know
tractor.
another upgrade we need.
What's that?
We need another 360 ring.
Another
On
360
a
ring?
different field, the second biggest field.
Yeah, I don't know about that. It's possible. You guys gonna be at the Hefty Field Day? Nope, not going out there for that. 410, the full on it. That seems crazy to me. 6420 2-wheel drive on a 500 bushel cart, one dump. Yeah, there's some neighbors around here that run some really small tractors, like 100, 110 horse tractors on way too big of grain carts, but they sit on the end of the field and just empty into a truck. They don't actually pull them through the field. If you got a 2,000 bushel grain cart, you're using it in the field, not just dumping in the end of the at the end. So, yeah, it's pretty eye-opening when you see like a 150 horse tractor, 2-wheel drive with a 1,000 bushel grain cart behind it. And you're like, what are you guys doing? But I've seen it.
Well, that couldn't even pull it forward.
I know.
When are we
gonna get Mom and Morelli in the tractor in the live stream?
Next weekend.
Next weekend. Mama's not a big fan of the videos. I don't know if I could get her. Rayleigh girl I could get for sure. She loves the camera. Why are you sitting on my door like that?
Because I want to drive.
I'm not letting you drive right now.
It was Brock Keyway.
If it was Brock, he would. You're right. But you two are fighting too much for me to let you drive.
Okay, then I want to combine.
See?
I said first.
You want to go into combine? Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna drive.
When we get down to the end, you can get into combine racing.
Okay.
Solve that. All right, back in your home. Rylan, you want to talk to the people on the video?
What?
Oh, you want to hold it while I'm driving?
Okay, I'll
All
hold
right.
it. Face towards you.
Let's see, what else do we got? Your son wants to spend your money with all those suggestions. Yes, he does. You can, if you push the circle button there, it changes it to the other camera, but then your fingers are going to be in the way, so. You got to read the questions to me if you're going to hold it like
I don't know what.
We're around at the bottom. The one about you spending all my money. Is there anything else?
I'll spend all your money on
How do you go down?
Pokemon cards.
Like that. There might not be any more good comments. Pokemon cards. I'm not buying you any Pokemon
Yeah,
cards.
there's not any more comments yet.
That's all right. Ask them what they want to know.
What do you guys want to know? There's one, a few more comments.
Why is your face so dirty? Rylan's.
I don't know.
That's what I want to know.
I don't know. What is? I don't get it.
You can't read it?
No.
Okay.
Just press auto.
I'm gonna get close. Listen to him. Listen to him telling me how to drive already. You guys on YouTube better subscribe. What are you showing them? The floor? You gotta keep it pointed in the right direction. You guys on YouTube better subscribe to this if you're not already, because TikTok's about to pass my YouTube subscriber count. And I've been active on TikTok for all of a month. And I've been making YouTube videos for 6 years almost. So, you know, hit that subscribe button, right, Ryan?
Yeah, if you watch the 360 rate TikTok video got like 12 million views, you should subscribe if you're new.
Yeah, not quite to 12 million, but it's got a bunch.
11.7 million.
Yeah. You can show the combine, you don't have to show me.
It's the combine.
Rylan is the one that did the filming the other day.
No, I did.
What?
There's a lot more comments now.
Did you read any of them? Probably talking to you. You want to go with Grandpa?
Yeah.
You want to tell him or you want me to? You?
Yeah.
Push the button and tell him. You just hold it and then talk.
Grandpa, I want to go with you.
Okay, when I get to the end, I'll stop.
Okay.
I don't really know any of the comments.
That's alright. I'll get him in just a minute.
The first one is
Alright, Brayson. Be nice to your grandpa.
I will, because I'm going to drive.
Okay, well, whatever he says goes.
it's on the blue echo.
So that combine advisor, is it monitoring everything, or do you still get out every 2 hours and read the ground? I mean, it is monitoring everything. Do we still get out and check stuff? Yes. Is it every 2 hours? No. Usually it happens when I have a break, I'm waiting on something, or I'm in the grain cart and I have time to get out and check stuff. But yeah, that's how that works. Hi from Latvia. Hello. Glad you did this video. Is that a question or a statement? Oh, it's fine. We're good. Why don't you put that other one in the fridge? Alright, sorry, there's a corner post. Did you know what corner posts and tractors look like? They look like that. You have an awesome dad, remember that. I sure do. Or maybe he's talking to you about
Yeah,
me.
he's talking to me. I read that one.
Oh, you did? And the 2096 cart is a full cart will fill our double trailers. Titan 3 hopper. Oh, yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Is this yours?
Yeah, it's mine. Window's dirty. Close enough. Okay. You ever got a combine stuck or buried in mud? I have never gotten a combine stuck. I have been a rider that size when my dad got a combine stuck before. It happens. It's been done. I remember twice getting a combine stuck. One was the old 6620. We were in the muck ground that we love farming so much. And the other one, we were on a new farm just down the road here that's got a little bit of a sand hill, and we got stuck on the sand hill. And I remember this because it was wheat harvest. It was the middle of summer, and it was the first year we were running our new 9510 John Deere combine that had four-wheel drive. First time we'd ever had a combine with four-wheel drive. And Dad said, I can't get stuck. I got four-wheel drive. And right after that, he got stuck. Oh, yeah, that was fun. I think we just hauled the wagons out there and got it unloaded, and then it was able to drive out. But it was funny. Oh, I did get a combine stuck once. One time I did in the clay. It was really wet, muddy. I do remember that.
What combine was it?
It was the 9660. I buried it.
The three combines we had, the two combines before this one, or
Two combines before this one. Yeah. Do you remember what we had? So what do we have now?
that's 780.
That's 780, and before that we had a
That's 660.
680. Face is dirty. And before that we had the 9660.
You got it stuck.
And I got that one stuck, not on purpose, but I did get that one stuck. And then before that we had a 9550.
You have on it?
We had a 630F.
No, it was the corner beam header.
Oh, it was a corn header when I got that stuck. 893 corn head.
How much did it weigh? Like,
How much did it weigh? I don't know. It weighed as much as a combine. It was a wet farm. We were in a wet spot.
why you go so much? Doesn't make sense. Oh, it's
What's
kind
the
of
wheat
like.
busheling? We're running right around 100, 102.
Oh, so it's kind of like when you got this stuck and I was with you when you were filming.
Yeah. Don't get stuff stuck, guys. They'll never let you forget it. Ever. What would the planter upgrade be? I don't know that entirely yet. Right now, if I had to guess, or what I would prefer to do, would be to buy a DB60 36 row 20-inch planter. I don't know if that's in the cards or not, though. But that would be ideal. I'm subscribed. I believe there are a lot of folks on YouTube that look... I watch YouTube videos. I don't do TikTok. I like your content and we explain things. Well, you're not really missing a lot, Larry, if you're not on TikTok. I pretty much post all of the TikToks as YouTube shorts here, so you pretty much see it all. Did the 360 rain rep fix the hose? Yes, we got the hose fixed this morning. You guys will see that in tomorrow's video. All is good. Yes, Mark is amazing. Yep. We are in the 8RX. How's the straw quality coming out the back of the rotor? Where your inroad for bales? I mean, I haven't looked at the straw real close. It's bright. It looks good. Hasn't been rained on much, so it's really good straw right now. Probably not going to pack real good until we get some rain on it. It depends on your market and what you're trying to use it for. And, you know, it's rotor straw, so it does get all chewed up and chopped up and all that stuff. But just topped on the John Deere configurator site. Yeah, that's a scary one. I was on it a couple weeks ago because I was bored. And if you would to replace that combine with a like model, newer version of the same size combine, it's like $300,000 to $400,000 more than what we paid for that combine less than 4 years ago, and that's outrageous. That's outrageous.
That company got more expensive.
If we were to buy a new one like that, yeah. You ever looked at a Kloss combine instead of Deere combines? Not really. We don't have any Kloss dealers close enough to me to make me want to try that. I've heard good things. I've heard good and bad things, I guess, but our Deere dealer is so good, it's hard to go away from them. But I'm not ruling it out. Fendt would probably be the top of my list of combines to try if I was going to try something other than Deere. Yep.
Black combine?
Black combine, that's right.
That's what I want to try.
That's
black
what you
combine.
want? Okay.
Black one, because they're the good one.
You think?
Yeah. They're big.
Some of them
X9.
can be big. They don't necessarily have to be big, but they can be.
Yeah. No, you'd probably get like a size bigger than this one of black.
Oh, well, could be. We stuck a 6620 once too. Never found that 3-foot piece of chain that's Yeah, that sounds about right. 8RX or 8RT 410, 695. 8RX 410, 813. Yeah. Isn't that outrageous? Now those are list price. You don't actually pay that price, but yeah. What's the story on why you don't have an easement to get to your new well? What do you mean? We don't need an easement. It's on our property. Why would I need an easement? Burnups is a dealer. Yeah. And now you know my problem. Local dealer here in eastern Indiana has a S7 600 on its lot. The price will scare you. Yep, I will. Price on all this new equipment is just scary. And we've, for the last 20 years, we've bought a lot of new equipment and been very, very fortunate and lucky to have done well farming and be able to upgrade to new stuff. And for a lot of those purchases and decisions, we looked at slightly used, like new, if you will, machinery. And it didn't make sense to buy that. It made more sense to buy new, because for the hours that you were gaining versus the cost savings, it just the economics didn't work. It was better to buy new. And we did. And we've done that with the last 3 combines that we bought, have all been brand new. The 8RX here was new, the 9R was new, the 8R was new, the 8430 was new. Before that, we had bought some used tractors, slightly used. It was new when we bought it, but that was 60 years ago. And so that's always been the way that things have looked. But the price of new equipment has ballooned so much in the last 2 or 3 or 4 years here that it's almost to the point where you're like, I don't know how we can justify it anymore. I don't know how you can spend $800,000 on a new combine for one that cost $500,000 4 years ago. I don't know how you do that, because it's not like they're going to give me $600,000 for the used one, right? They're going to give me $350,000 maybe. So that makes new purchases difficult. And when you start looking at the spread between auctions and dealer lots, or other non-dealer equipment dealers, if that makes sense, I think that new prices are going to have to go through a little bit of a correction here, and we're going to maybe look at some used stuff. A new bean planter like I'm thinking about or talking about here, that DB60, that's a $600,000 planter new, and I just don't understand how you can justify that. And so I kind of feel like we've fallen behind in 4 years all of a sudden, from where we used to be able to buy new to now we have to buy used stuff, and we don't. It's not the right way to look at it. It's not the right attitude here. But yeah, new equipment prices are they're out of line. They're way out of line. Yeah. Ever thought of trying a new Gleaner T81? I have not really. Is that a 4-track or 2-track? Which one do you prefer? So the one we're in now is a 4-track. It's an 8RX 370. I've never driven a 2-track. I don't have any experience with them, so I can't say. This tractor drives just like a tired one does. Drivability, at least, is no different. It floats better. It's better. It's a really nice tractor. But it doesn't steer like a 2-track.
Because it uses all the tracks.
It does take some horsepower to turn the track, so we did find that out, didn't we? How did the new Golden Harvest sales scheme go? Seems like it was a change from past sales methods. Yeah, so I was on the GHX method this year, and I thought it went pretty well. There were some things I really liked about it, some things that I didn't care for about it. But back in March, they discontinued that program, and so we're going back to the old style now. They're trying to blend them together, but it's the old sales style and method, and I'm not thrilled about going back to it because I just got everybody switched over to the other one. So definitely some changes coming in the seed world and the way that things work, which there was last year too, but we're changing back, and It just is going to modify how everything works. We're still working through somehow what all that looks like. It'll be fine. I'll be fine, but it's not. Change is scary. Not always good. I bet Brock caught heat over not tightening those bolts on the header. How do you know it was Brock? I didn't say any names. Was your dad a carpenter once, or where did this skill come from? You have it. He was not a carpenter. I mean, he just does it. He's done it and developed it for 45 years. It comes out of being too cheap to hire somebody. That's what it is. And I do have that. I don't have the skill that he has at this point. But I can do some stuff. I mean, like, I've picked up my electrical ability from him, and I'm not an electrician, but I can certainly wire stuff and usually make it work. I can do framing. Finish work? Yeah, I'm not there yet. But ever wonder why you don't have cows? Wonder why you don't have cows. I don't wonder why I don't have cows. I don't want cows.
I do.
I don't want to be a livestock farmer. No desire whatsoever. We had pigs when I was a kid, but pigs weren't worth anything, and it was get big or get out. We got out. Buy land, equipment when absolutely necessary. Yeah, there is that argument, right? It's better to buy land than to spend any money on equipment, but you got to have equipment to cover the acres. And we're in that little bit of a transition period here where labor is an issue, and so bigger, more efficient equipment is kind of necessary. Got a nice 9240 combine for 130. Nice. That's good. I don't know how old or how many hours or any of that kind of stuff, but 9240 can't be too old of a combine. You just explained why John Deere is laying off at their plants. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, labor costs is a big one, but I don't know where people are coming up with money to buy equipment right now. And Deere could fix it if they would put their prices more in line with where they should be. But how many bushels you harvesting? What's the yield? Well, we're working through this field, and it's right around 100 bushel average. Let's see what it says now here. 101 dry yield. Down to 13.8 average. So what are we gonna do here, Dad? He curved around so these rows are not straight. Grain cart should follow the combine if he steers. Nope, gonna leave a trail. Got it. Are the Kloss combines, you don't have to change the concaves in them from wheat to beans or corn? I don't have no idea if that's true or not, but I run Condex concaves in here, and I don't really have to change them either. I only change one half a concave between wheat and beans. Beans and corn use the same ones, so. Are they like 2 tracks? Yep. Has tar spot resistant seed been invented? Tar spot resistant? I don't know about that. They are screening for tar spot now, so our varieties are a lot more tolerant than what some of the initial ones were when we first figured out that tar spot was a problem. First year we had tar spot, we had no idea what tar spot was, and it hit us really hard. And now the seed companies kind of look for that when they're selecting genetics and new hybrids that they're going to bring forward. And so is it resistant? No, it's not resistant, but it's like screening hybrids for gray leaf spot or northern corn leaf blight. You have an idea of whether or not that hybrid is resistant to it or tolerant or whatever you want to call it. That doesn't mean it won't get it. It just means that it handles it better than other hybrids. So the really bad ones have all pretty well been filtered out of seed lineups at this point. Alright, we're going to change to the blue Volvo and turn our PTO on, rev it up, open the gate, go. Can you drive? Yeah, you can drive after we're done on emptying here.
When I do it right kitchen, yeah, 4 or 5.
Huh?
When I do it right
Oh, you do it at 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably good while you're still learning. You need chickens. My wife would divorce me if I got chickens.
What's that?
What's that mean? It means Mama doesn't like chickens. She would not like it if we got chickens.
Yeah, because she got chased by a chicken.
Yeah. When she was a kid, she got attacked by a chicken, so now nobody's allowed to have chickens.
What do you mean she got attacked? She didn't really get attacked.
Well, they ran after her. She probably thought she was getting attacked. I don't know if she was or not. But it doesn't matter.
So funny.
I don't really want chickens either. Do you want chickens?
I want a cow.
You want a cow? Yeah, I know you want a cow. Oh yeah, you're driving. Switch me.
Sorry.
All right, you're up.
Okay.
Do you need instructions?
No.
Okay. Brian Brown liked their new fence they got last year. Yeah, they seem to really like theirs. Like I said, I think fence are good combines. I just don't have any experience with them, and dealer support is everything. And I know they... Dude, turn. Where are you going? You gotta go way back there. You gotta get turned around.
I know I gotta go this way.
Okay. So, yeah. How much would you pay for labor help? I will help you. I live in Osseo. Well, Hayden, if I'm ever looking for somebody, I will keep that in mind. Right now, I'm not really looking to hire anybody. Unless you want to run a power washer. I think Brock would appreciate me hiring somebody that would want to run a power washer. Maybe you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, we're not discussing that on a YouTube live stream. You'd have to send me an email or get a hold of me some other way to discuss. And I'm not really hiring, so... Yep, take that one. Dealer in Hillsboro and Great Plains Equipment. They have some big farms around that they trade in 1 or 2 year planters. Hillsboro, Ohio is a long ways from here, if that's what you're referencing. And checking your wheat for VOM. We haven't hauled any wheat in yet. It's all going in the bins right now. I'm sure they are going to be checking for VOM because I hear that the VOM has been really bad just south of us. So we're not sure if we've got VOM or not. We were going to take some samples in. We do have wheat that needs to get hauled in. But our experience tells us that if you have high vomitoxin crops, whether that's corn or wheat, your best bet is to put it in a bin. Put it in a bin and have the crop insurance company come out and take a sample and test it. And if it fails their test or whatever, it tests in a certain spot, then the crop insurance companies write you a big old check. And if you haul it in before that, it doesn't count. So all of our wheat is going into a bin. Once we figure out whether or not we have VOM or we get it tested, then we'll start hauling stuff in and figure out what they're going to actually dock us for it. But there's a little loophole in the crop insurance company's policies, if you ask me, because a couple years ago we had that with corn where we had VOM. They tested our bins, said we had VOM, discounted the bushels by a lot. We got a big paycheck out of it, and then we hauled all that corn out, and some of it did get docked, some of it did not. Definitely didn't lose as much as what they wrote a check for, and
So you lose
they
money
make
by
the
having bad corn?
by having bad quality. Yeah, we lose money. They make the rules. We just play by them. So leaving that strip. Curious how come you wouldn't shift your track to get it? We'll get it. He was on the auto steer path. He'll go back and clean it up when he has to go around the house to get to these other rows back over here. So you can stop and wait here for him, bud. It was just easier when we're unloading on the go to stay on the auto track path and then go back and get that later. Still think the tar spot is tied directly to burning urea in the form of death. Yeah, you could be right. I don't know. We just got done with wheat. Nice. She likes eggs. Yeah, she likes eggs. But we aren't buying the chickens.
You can put them in a pen and like put a fence around it.
Raised hogs for 30 years. Yeah. I wouldn't mind having some 4-H pigs around or something as the boys get a little older here, but I don't know if it's going to happen. Don't run over the windows. Yeah, we try and stay off them, but we're not the ones that bail it, so it doesn't really bother me that much. How long you cutting tonight? I don't know. I doubt we'll go too long. We've got another maybe 3 or 4 passes over there to kind of see where those weeds are over there. There's a lane, and that's a separate field on the other side. We'll get this side done, and then we'll see. My sister's home from Iowa. We kind of wanted to have dinner tonight as a family and stuff, and so 6 o'clock now. We might just finish this and call it a night, honestly.
I like driving stuff and doing everything. I want.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe.
Power.
Ryan Kelly. Okay, Ryan Kelly did a video about the cost of 1982 brand new 4440 was $29,000, comparable new $229,000. Yes and no, right? That's comparable, but it's not. The technology and the increase in capacity of everything today, I don't know that 229 is an accurate number, and I'm not saying that it justifies a $1 million price tag, but certainly a S780 is worth, or an S7 800 is worth more than a 4400 combine was, or a 8RX 370 is worth more than a 4440 was when they were new. So they're not comparable. It's really hard to make that comparison, but I certainly understand that, and I do think they are way out of line. We farm corn to feed cattle. This made good profit. This doesn't work for you. I mean, sure it does, but we sell our corn to farms that have cattle. Most of the corn that we raise here is either going to livestock feed or ethanol production for the most part. In fact, we have a guy about 6 or 7 miles down the road that has a feed grinder, and he grinds corn for a bunch of local dairy farms or cattle, beef, probably not beef, but cattle or replacement heifer farms. And so he buys corn. He buys it directly from us, and they offer a better price than our local elevators. There's no discounts because they're just weighing it and unloading it and grinding it up, and everything is good. It's a really good market for us. That's all going directly to cattle feed or dairy cattle, whatever. But it's going to farms that just do cattle, and they may have some corn for silage or something, but they can't raise enough feed for their needs for the year, and so they buy it from people like us. So yeah, it's just a more specialized than having the cattle and raising the feed and doing it all. To have enough cattle to use all the corn that we produce in a year, we'd have to have a huge amount of cattle, and I have no interest in doing that.
Yeah, we'd have to have like 5,000 cattle.
Probably more than that.
We need to pay like $800,000 just for a barn.
Okay. Tariffs destroy farming in America. I mean, yeah, I'm sure the tariffs have something to do with prices, but they were going up before tariffs hit. It's just an excuse. How's the wheat doing? We're out finishing corn side dress today. Nice. Wheat's really good. Running a little over 100 bushel. You get chickens, Nathan. Won't be checking for ticks. Yeah. Yeah. John Deere did not move much to Mexico. Nothing that I care about. All of their ag machinery is still assembled in America. They moved like skid steers and small tractors to Mexico. I believe all tractors now are built excellent machines. Yeah, I agree with you. I think everybody builds good tractors. All the manufacturers do. I do think there is big differences in the technology and the fit and finish kind of quality between some of them. I remember riding in a case combine. It was like a 2014 model, 8010 maybe, 8020, and the controls and the interior of the cab reminded me of our 9500. I was like, this combine is 20 years behind where John Deere's at as far as finish and creature comforts and just the interior of the combine. Now, that's not saying that machine wasn't more capable than a 9500. It just was not nearly as refined. You guys still have some of last year's wheat. We don't have any of last year's wheat around. We still have some old crop corn in the bins, though. What's your favorite spring wheat variety? We don't plant spring wheat. I couldn't tell you any spring wheat varieties because I've never grown any. Ours is all winter wheat. So right now we're running AgriPro. SY 547. It's a good early wheat. Been really good. I've got a new one that's GP 893 that's supposed to be kind of the replacement for this variety that I'm really looking forward to getting into more. That was what we were running yesterday, and it was a little bit better over there. So, yeah. We're going to wrap this one up here pretty good. Ryland's going to make this round. I'm going to show you guys that, although he's in tomorrow's video too. And then we're going to wrap this live up. We're almost an hour and a half into it already. So I'm going to attempt to not tell you anything unless I need to. But you do it. It's all on you. Touch the steering wheel. You touched it. Hit it again. Good job. I know, because you were going to drive past him. Alright. So you get good rain at Berkey. We've had a little bit more rain there. We got less on Monday. We had an 1 3 inches here, and we only had like a half or a quarter to Berkey, so we've gotten a little less there, I guess, but it's been a little more spread out, consistent. Your loss monitor, chaffer, sieves, return auger still work with the chopper up. Our machine goes dark in that spot until you go back to spread. No, they all still work. Yeah, they still work. I had trouble. The biggest issue I've had when I was running the combine was keeping the chaffer loss down. It seems to want to throw some over sometimes, especially if we start pushing too much material going too fast. So outside of that, combine's been working pretty good. And really, you got to throw so much weed out the back to add up to anything that it's hard to do. And you're just never going to get it all cleaned up.
Dad, can I drive a grain cart?
Give me that.
Come on.
Well, that's up to Grandpa on the combine, but you can come and drive the grain cart after we switch here in a little bit.
I'm gonna go to the truck road. I'm gonna go back home.
Okay. Yeah. What did that drone cost, or roughly? I mean, you can look those up.
$50,000.
Not 50. A T50 drone with batteries and the stuff that you need to fly it, you're in the 30,000 range. Anyway, yeah, back to that loss stuff. It takes 144 kernels per square foot behind the combine and the windrow to equal 1 bushel of loss per acre. That's a lot. You're never going to clean that up. If you have 100 or less, you're doing a great job. Like, that's 1% loss on 100 bushel wheat. That's acceptable. Stepped away for cooking dinner. What were your thoughts on the bean planter and size again? Sorry to have you repeat yourself. Yeah, so we'll see, but the thought was to go to like a DB60 36 row 20-inch planter, but I don't know if that's going to actually happen or not, so. And I haven't had anywhere close to that 144, all right, Rylan, kernels per square foot. Like, we may be sitting at 70 or 80 sometimes, but you're going to let him turn? Just stop. Just stop. Should have him keep the cart under the combine main. Well, once we get to hang it driving a little better, we'll work on that. Okay, you gonna do this? Unload into the truck?
Yeah.
Okay, you're up. Don't run into the truck, and I'll let you go. need help. I won't give it to you unless you ask, but... Somebody needs to wash these windows so we can see. Can you reach that orange pedal okay? Do you use that?
No.
You don't use it?
No.
Okay. You're making me nervous here.
What do you mean? Oh, what?
Yeah. No. Rylan, do you need help? Ask for help if you need help.
Yeah.
Okay, you can't open the gate until the PTO is on. You gotta have the auger on. You don't have the auger on.
This?
Nope. You got it unfolded. How do you make it unload? It's not on there. That one. Okay, now the auger's on. You don't need to pull ahead, you're okay. What are we trying to do here, bud?
Move that.
You look like you need some help.
Move that.
Open the gate?
Yeah.
Okay, you need some RPMs. You got to rev it up a little bit or you're going to stall the tractor. You don't have to go all the way. There you go. Okay, now number 1 is what opens the gate. There you go. And should we have the steaks ready? This is why we're quitting this. We've probably got a half an hour here. We can cook them when we get back. You don't have to do it. Okay, you're empty. Close, Rylan. Stop moving. We're not need to move forward or backwards. You got to turn the auger off. You got to close the gate. How do you close the gate? Close the gate first. Okay. Okay. Now turn the auger PTO off. Nope. Just pull it back. There you go. Okay. Now you can fold the auger in. Click it so it goes. Okay, and now you can drive. Good job. You got it. It's going. Gotta pull the trigger. Alright. Alright, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the comments today. Appreciate you guys, and there'll be another video in the morning. We'll probably try and get another live stream in sometime here during wheat harvest, at least one more during wheat harvest. He did do an excellent job. Happy 4th, everybody. All right, I'll go that way. Have a good weekend. We'll see you guys later.